Hey there, and welcome to another episode of Sorting Out My Life. This week's episode is a little bit delayed. Had some, had quite a few obligations the last days, but yeah, it's not like many people are watching it. So yeah, no, but actually I'm trying to stick to my schedule, but I think it's alright if from time to time it's not on the same day. Still trying to find my balance with that. Anyway, I just jump right into Obsidian, respectively, right, and talk about what's been happening during the last week. Alright, so you know the drill, just a short overview in Obsidian. Regarding my habits, yeah, well, there hasn't been really that much of a change. As you can see, I usually stood up around at around 10 a.m. with the occasional deviation. For example, on Friday, where I stood up at like 12 p.m. Yeah, so that was a little bit late. But other than that, yeah, just kind of meh. As you might know, I'm trying to stand up at like 8 a.m. Excuse me. Oh, damn it. A little bit tired. Anyway, I'm just trying to stand up a little bit earlier, but I'm not that consequential with it. Respectively, I'm not that serious. Seems like. But yeah, we'll definitely see how it goes this week. Albeit, spoiler alert, I haven't really managed to get up on the predetermined time thus far, and it's Tuesday today, so yeah. Anyway, moving on to the next section. I did work out once, unfortunately not twice, and I did not stretch. But there has been my going out on Wednesday, I think, and it's not been officially like a workout, but I dare say it's been a cardio session since I've danced for a while, and yeah. But of course, I still want to be really a little bit more serious about like working out in general, not just like when I'm heading out occasionally and just hitting the dance floor. I really want to make this a habit once again, and so I don't really count it as working out, but just a heads up that I've been, that I'm usually more sporty or more physically engaged than what's being displayed there. I mean, you always got to take into account the work that I'm doing, like working as a delivery driver for about like on average like 500 kilometers each month. So that's also a bit of a workout. But just as I mentioned, I don't really count it as a workout, albeit it's physically strenuous. Anyway, I only worked out, officially speaking, once. Did not stretch once again. My diet, well, on some days it has been rather clean. For example, on Monday. But on some days, there's also been like, yeah, some other foods that I've consumed, such as crisps and yeah, the usual suspects or energy drink. Other than that, on Tuesday it has been really messy. Like I really escalated there. Ate chocolate, some crisps, and a pudding that evening, and yeah, of course, as I mentioned before, and the energy drink that's usually in there as well. Wednesday, I think this was like really a bad day for me because I only ate some crisps, and at the evening I was drinking some alcohol and yeah, heading out on basically an empty stomach. So yeah, not really advisable, but still had a blast regardless of that. Anyway, Monday, yeah, like this week I had a clean meal but drank one energy drink without caffeine, and I also ate some crisps. I haven't noted it down. Haven't written it down. Anyway, regarding moving on to the next section, namely mental health, I made, yeah, like as a stated right there, generally speaking, I'm really happy and really feeling most of the time really upbeat, but there's still this sort of uneasy feeling lurking in the back of my head, since I'm not that certain about what I should tackle first, since there's so many open, let's say there's things going on at many different fronts in my life, many different front lines. Like I've got the obligations related to work, I've got university, I've also got some family stuff that I'd like to sort out. Yeah, sometimes it just gets way over my head, and I'm just kind of in an analysis paralysis, so to speak. And yeah, this is what causes the uneasy feeling, and then I kind of feel like I'm procrastinating a bit, since I'm dedicating a lot of time to activities which probably shouldn't be my main priority. For example, like DJing, even though I do hope to kind of manage to make a living, or at least a partial living off of that. And so it's good that I'm engaged with it, and it's good that I'm training respectively, like getting better at it, but I'm dedicating a lot of time should probably spend somewhere else, for example like university. I mean, it's still the main thing, and I've been kind of struggling with it for years, and not that it's that difficult, but it's just like I'm just procrastinating all over the place with it. And even though I've written some exams, I still always got the uneasy feeling that I'm not doing enough for that. And yeah, and honestly, it could be I could have already like been my master's degree, and yeah, it's a little bit annoying. At the same time, I know that it's natural, like with all the other things that I've got going on. Like it's somewhat unusual for people who're studying that they are working like 20 hours each week, and that they are like have to take care of some family members. But still, I know that I don't want to make any excuses, Yeah, but just a little bit about that. Anyway, as you can see in the next entry on Monday, I'm always a little bit more content or relaxed, since I've met up with a person with whom I've got a presentation on the 18th of April, and I got some university stuff done. And yeah, haven't done anything like the days before, or rather weeks, albeit I did write one exam, and I'm quite positive that I've passed that. But anyway, yeah, it's just like I got the immediate feedback like for myself when I'm engaged with stuff related to university, then it just feels so much better afterwards. And yeah, I mean, I'm still glad that when I'm doing other things, but this is, or rather should be, my main priority, and it's causing me a lot of uneasiness. Yeah. Anyway, other than that, I also noted down that I'm still in the process of striking the right balance in regards to my hobbies, respectively job-related obligations. Yeah, this is something that it's like a constant battle, so to speak, because I'm somewhat like I used to be a really rational guy and really wanted to plan out everything and stick to like really strict routines, but over the years I've got the experience that it's not as simple as that, and there's many other things that you can't account for beforehand, and they've got to be a little bit flexible, but at the same time also still need and crave a structure. And yeah, I'm still in the process of finding the right balance between like my obligations and the and things that are not that shouldn't be my top priority. yeah. So let's just move on to the general reflection which I did on Saturday. Like I've basically already explained that, like, kind of feels like that I'm devoting too much time to my DJing practice, and yeah, basically like got the feeling that I'm neglecting other important or probably more important tasks. Yeah, not much really to say on that front anymore since I've already talked about it before. So yeah, with that being said, I'm just gonna go ahead and move on to a race. So I'm just gonna give you a really quick overview about last week. As you can see, the top three categories have been browsing, mixing, and music preparation. But if we do take a closer look at pricing, for example, you can see I spent hours on Beatport, so this one should, or rather could be, under the umbrella of learning how to DJ, since I'm spending a lot of time listening to new tracks, checking them out, and also shopping for new tracks. Overall, I've spent about 19 hours being engaged in activities that are, well, it could be categorized as focus time. For example, like music preparation, documenting, stuff like that. But of course, there's also other activities that I haven't recorded. For example, like the time that I've spent fleshing out the presentation. This should actually be within like yesterday. But some of the things I'm simply not recording, or rather, I sometimes also forget to record these things, and yeah, still something that I need to work out. But overall, like, I've spent about 19 hours semi-productively, because like you can make a case for browsing not being productive, albeit it's technically speaking a part of learning how to DJ, since music selection is really important. Anyway, in comparison with the last week, I think it's a little bit less. Yeah, like the week before. No, actually, it's more. Would you look at that? Actually, I've spent more time being productive the last week. But yeah, still, something that should be up there is like university-related stuff. Should be actually at the top in my humble opinion. But as I stated, this is a really a journey, and it's all about finding the right balance over time, and constantly trying to assess what has happened and how I've spent my time, and how I can have a day that I'd like to have, whilst maintaining a composure over a longer period of time, either as not burning out. Anyway, just a quick overview about my productivity, and let's just take a quick look at like my projects and the last week. Yeah, basically devoted all of the time to learning how to DJ. Jesus. Yeah. Anyway, that's about it for rice. Yeah. So I'm just gonna go ahead and jump to the outro. All right. As you can see, most of the things are like still all over the place. Even though I've got a basic structure of what I'd like to improve on, I still have yet to define parameters more closely, and everything's just still kind of in the air. For example, like I could say, that I've worked out since I've been dancing for like half an hour or an hour, and broke a sweat. On the other hand, it's not officially really what I would declare as a workout, since it's not adjacent to like something that I've defined beforehand, in terms of like sets, reps, and stuff like that. But generally speaking, what's really nice about all of this is, even though I'm not, it seems as if I'm not really making that much progress, I do notice a lot of improvement, at least in the mental realm. since it kind of allows me to evaluate what has been going on and talk about what has happened, and I still do notice many of these things, and even though they haven't been written down, or even though it might look a little bit different on paper, I'm still content with how it's going, and I'm quite positive that at the end of the year I will have made a lot of progress that I probably wouldn't have made otherwise if I hadn't started this project. But yeah, the next weeks are once again gonna be interesting, since I've got some exams coming up. At the 28th of April, I've got an exam in psychological diagnostics. On the 9th of May, I've got an exam in health sciences, I think it's called. And then at the 17th of April, I've got an exam in testing theory and testing construction. Yeah, busy as always. Still in the process of kind of sorting out the priorities. Still need to define some goals, respectively milestones, and there's so many things going on that that will sort them out through this whole ordeal. Okay, ordeal may be a little bit harsh, but you know what I'm talking about, like the whole this whole project, so to say, and the whole thing of my recording and documenting most of what I'm doing. And it will all get refined over the next months, or hopefully years, if I can stick to it and make it a habit. That would be probably the biggest present, because I don't think that one should look at habits should look at one habit and exclude everything else from its influence, like to put it in a really rough manner. And it has definitely helped me thus far to kind of get a sort of objective diagnosis of what's going on, and sort of objective like understanding of how I'm moving forward, and how I'm standing in certain hierarchies that I do wish to climb. Yeah, so once again, I do wish you a nice week, and we'll hear from each other the next week on hopefully Monday. So yeah,